Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Now today I have an interesting topic, and it was originally going to be one of my shorter discussions, but I thought that I could expand upon it a little bit, and it'd probably go over the 5-minute mark, which I wanted to hit with those short discussions, and it could go close to 10 minutes. I'm not quite sure yet, but this video is going to be discussing if lightning defines a Super Saiyan 2, and this is a topic suggested by Niall Brooks, and he's a pretty loyal subscriber, and it was also further added upon by Danny Trejo and Trey Dog Films in the comment section. So thanks to you guys for inspiring me to do this video. It's definitely a nice topic, but I'm going to be looking at evidence from mainly canon, and I tried to, show scans of the manga, and I will be showing some evidence from non-canon in addition to kind of give an even playing field in a way. But I'm going to tweak this topic in a way and not necessarily talk about whether or not it defines an SSJ2, as they said, and mostly say, is this lightning? Is this something that can only be applied to a Super Saiyan 2? Does it have to be on Super Saiyan 2? Let's check it out. Now, electricity around a character's aura was first really, introduced in a way around the time of Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, when he transformed into Cell. That was the first time anyone really, noticed that defining feature of electricity and lightning around a character's aura. And obviously we know to associate that in general with a Super Saiyan 2. Now, whether or not it defines it, I'll, obviously expand upon that. We know that Super Saiyan 1 doesn't have electricity. But if you look at Perfect Cell, he didn't have electricity, but when he turned Super Perfect, he gained the electricity. And I want to add upon that in a minute here. But before I get into that, just remember that obviously everyone already knows that Super Perfect Cell had electricity around his aura. But in addition, we see further on as Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, he had electricity around his aura. Super Saiyan 2 adult or adolescent Gohan had an electric around his aura. And I mean, in the anime, there are some editing errors because the anime uses many different artists and animators to do their animations for the series, that it gets a little bit inconsistent and muddied up in the anime. But in the manga, it's pretty consistent. There are a few panels that may be missing the electricity, but for the most part, it's pretty consistent. But if you go on and keep on looking at other transformations from the series involving Super Saiyan 2, I mean, as you can see on screen right here with the Majin Vegeta and Goku, there are a couple panels where it's missing the electricity, and then there's a few where it has it. And that's just, I guess, for maybe a more varied effect, or he was in a lower powered state. I mean, it's all really is a muddied up concept, the whole electricity, and it's really inconsistent in the whole series itself. And I really did find this to be an interesting topic to talk about. Now, if you look back at Super Perfect Cell, like I told you to remember about him, I mean, not like you guys had to necessarily remember, Super Perfect Cell is not a Super Saiyan. He does have Saiyan cells in his DNA, but he is not a Super Saiyan. And I think, and it's an interesting concept, that the electricity is really just a form of an instability in a way. I think it really is a power instability, or just an immense power jump from what the body had previously known, as well as instability. It can be attributed to both those things in a way, a massive surge of power, I guess. And the reason I say it's a jump and a massive surge of power is because if you look at Super Saiyan 2 Goku, who is probably still, maybe had we don't know exactly when he achieved his Super Saiyan 2 transformation, as well as Vegeta, we don't know that either. But they did obviously both achieve it within that 7-year gap between the Cell games. They both have electricity around the Super Saiyan 2 auras, but they should be at a point where they learned it well enough, at least. But if you listen to the way Goku talks, and I know it's anime only, but he talks in a gruffer voice, and he does lose more control. So he can't. I don't think you can necessarily master the Super Saiyan 2 transformation, honestly. So I think that's part of it, is that it is an instability because you can't master it. Now, if we look further and go to a non-canon situation of Broly's Second Coming, in which there is Gohan fighting Broly in that movie. And Gohan, in my honest opinion, and Quaman's as well, he recently did a video which you can check out in the link below, talking about this, is that Gohan has to be Super Saiyan 2 in that movie. There's absolutely no way he couldn't be, because he was fighting against a tougher Broly, and he was doing better than he was when he was a teenager fighting against a weaker one. And we all know that Gohan got weaker in that 7-year gap, and there's no way he would be doing much worse, and he was doing better than he was before against a stronger opponent. So he would have to be Super Saiyan 2, and this was obviously just an editing error in my opinion. But if we look at another scene, you can see regular Vegito. And this one's interesting because Vegito is obviously the strongest character we saw in Dragon Ball, arguably until we saw Beerus and Whis and Super Saiyan God. That's all up for debate. The whole thing about the fusion not being strong enough is something I want to talk about one day. But base Vegito we can see there. But when he transforms into Super Vegito, and some people say it's Super Saiyan 2, but I'm pretty confident that it's a Super Saiyan 1. And the reason I say it is because the hair didn't change at all. And if you look at all of the forms of Super Saiyan 2, the one thing that is consistent, unlike the electricity in both the anime and the manga, is that the hair is always a difference. Now Vegeta, it's a little bit hard to tell because his hair doesn't really change much at all, if there's a difference between Super Saiyan 2 and one hair at all. But Vegito's hair stayed the same, so I, in my opinion, would say he is Super Saiyan 1 at that point, to be completely honest. But you could see he has a massive surge of electricity, and it's very similar looking to a Super Saiyan 3's electricity, in my honest opinion. And the Super Saiyan 3 electricity is much more aggressive than a Super Saiyan 2, and that further supports, in my mind, the theory that it's based upon instability. And this is something I really want you guys to talk about in the comment section. I know it's a little bit different as compared to my usual discussions I do on this channel, but I really want you guys to get talking in the comment sections. I know Danny Trejo and Extra Girth, who are some of my smartest subscribers, in my opinion, they're honestly smarter than me with this stuff. They definitely would have some stuff to say about this, I think. They'll probably disagree with me, actually, on what I say, but, you know, that's fine. What I really want to talk about, for another thing relating to the instability, is if you look at Nappa, early in the series, he had electricity around his aura when he was powering up his, I believe it was his arm break attack he used against Tien. And yes, this could be attributed to the fact that he was using a specific attack that had a specific aura, but he did have electricity, so you can take that as whatever you want, and it was drawn in a very similar fashion to the other electricities in the series. And I mean, I don't know, guys, what I want to say is, before I end this, because it is, I know, a little bit shorter, but I really want to make this mainly just to discuss with you guys, because I want to get you guys talking. But the main thing is that I think that Super Saiyan 2 should have the aura, the electric aura. It definitely should, but I don't think that if you have an electric aura, it necessarily means that you're Super Saiyan 2, as shown by Vegito, in my opinion, at least. And Super Perfect Cell obviously had that aura, and we know he can't go Super Saiyan. But he does have the Saiyan gene, so you can take that as whatever you want, but I think it's just instability. The thing that you gotta look at when you look for Super Saiyan 2 is, obviously, if they have the aura, then you further look at the hairstyle. The hair is always consistent when they're editing. Almost always. In the manga, it's pretty much 100% always the same hair, distinctiveness between Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2, and obviously Super Saiyan 3 is its own thing entirely. But that has really been it, guys. Like I said, wanted to get you guys talking about this in the comments, so definitely do that. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Let me know what you guys think of all this. And yeah, that's it. I'll catch you later.